Welcome back to the Force Knowledge YouTube channel, welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and the Rolling Stone save with Maidstone United. And in today's video we are going to have a home game against Wrexham. 6 games into the league. So far we're unbeaten, but it's not been absolutely spectacular. There's been some draws. We'll have a look at what happened off screen and then we'll jump into today's live com. As always, if you're enjoying the videos, make sure you leave a like, leave comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, do hit that subscribe button. So before we get into the off-screen fixtures, let's have a look at some more signings. We've signed 3 more players since last episode, and we'll start off with a 17-year-old. Taylor Neal is a winger, mainly a left winger, who we got from Chelmsford. £8,250 is the fee. He wanted a pretty lucrative contract to get here, and we did give him £700 a week, which is more than most of the seniors earn, and this guy's 17. But already, like 14 technique, 12 first touch, 17 flair, got a good work rate at 12, determination's a bit low, but we're going to get him tutored. Got a little bit of pace, and you know, at 17, the pace is only going to improve with time for the next few years anyway. So I thought, you know, we've not got a lot of brilliant players in our reserves, so Taylor Neal's come in. He's in the under-23s, and well, if we need him, I reckon we could call upon him again. Much like with our young striker we got in the youth intake, if that current ability gets to 2 stars, then I reckon he's, you know, ready to play some games in the league. We've also signed a Jamaican, Joel Grant, has not long had his 31st birthday. We signed him from Plymouth for just over £14,000. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury in a recent game. He's out for a few weeks with a fractured cheekbone, which we could have had him play through with a mask, like protective equipment. But he's gone to a specialist, so he won't be available for a few weeks. But he's Jamaican, he's 31. He's got good technique, crossing's not bad, 12 dribbling, 15 flair. Physicals aren't too bad for a 31-year-old. So he's going to be, you know, participating with Willard for that left midfield role. And of course, you've got the youngster there as well. And Hartley can also play somewhat on the left. So, yeah, that was one area we needed to improve. And I feel we've done so for this season anyway. Last but not least, we've signed a striker, and it's a French striker. We've added a bit of je ne sais quoi to our front line. Maxime Biamou has joined on loan from Coventry City, 27-year-old target man, very similar to Joe Pigott. Good heading at 14, he's better than Joe Pigott. 12 work rate, decent physically, strong striker, so he's going to be, you know, again, gunning against Pigott for that target man role. We might play 2 target men. It happened at the end of last season with Pigott and Sam York, and it did work a little bit. It wasn't too bad. We've spent a lot of money. We've spent £68,000, and literally we've used all of our wage budget and our transfer budget. We've got none of it left. So we've had to take a little bit out of the scouting budget to actually keep our wage budget out of the red. But that's everyone that we've brought in now. We've got a huge squad. We've probably got about 30 players in this squad. So it's very big. And it's going to be difficult to give everyone game time. There's going to be some unhappy players, I think, but we'll try and deal with that. Let's see what happened off screen then. Let's first of all see what happened last time round. So last time we kicked off our National League campaign with a draw against Welling. At least we started off with a point. Bojai scored for Welling, Winter equalised, and there was a straight red card from McCourt in the 21st minute, who's back from his he got a 3-match ban in the end. He's back. So off screen, we started off with a home game against Accrington Stanley, and we won this 4-2. Didn't go off to a very good start though. Jordan Clark scored after, well, about 6 minutes, and that was it. 1-0. But then Pigott in the 13th minute made it 1-1. And then we scored 2 in quick succession to get a good lead going. Sion Spence scored on 24 minutes. And Zavon Hines scored on 26 minutes to make it 3-1. On the hour, Accrington went down to 10 men. Seamus Connolly got sent off. So down to 10 men for them. But then they did manage to pull a goal back. Jordan Clark with his 2nd goal of the game on 72 minutes. But we extended our advantage again to 2 goals. Joe Pigott, very late on in the game, 96th minute. Scoring our 4th goal. 4-2 win. We didn't play too badly in this one. You know, we had more of the ball. We had more shots. We were deserved winners. It was a little bit nervy though. Conceding 2 is not great really. This was a run of 3 consecutive home games, which I'm not really sure why that's happened. But then not long after that, we faced Barrow and we drew 1-1. Connor Furlong scored the goal for Barrow, and there was a second half equaliser by the defender Magnus. So a 1-1 draw. So our points dropped, but kept us unbeaten. Again, I think we were better, but we just couldn't finish them off. Loza didn't do very well. Pigott got a 6.0 in this game, but I did actually pick up a knock. I think it was a gashed head or something like that. And, he would have missed time, but we got him playing through it with protective equipment, but he just wasn't the same. The third home game in a row was a 4-0 win over Forest Green. We completely dominated this game. Forest Green, for the most part, didn't have a lot of shots, but they ended quite strongly, but didn't manage a goal. Jamal Loza scored a hat-trick in this game, the first goal coming on 33 minutes, which was, fine by me. And then the second game in the first half, Dale Bennett scoring an own goal in the 70th minute to make it 2-0 to us. Just a couple of minutes later, Loza added his second goal of the game, and then in the 80th minute, we won a penalty, and Loza converted that to complete his hat-trick. We were just well on top in this game. We dominated it. Forest Green barely had a chance, and it was a comfortable win, and it was emphatic, so happy with that. This one wasn't too happy about. An away draw against Halifax, who to this point had lost all 4 games. This was their first points of the season, and their only point of the season so far. So this was disappointing, and especially so considering we were 2-0 up in this match. Jamal Loza got his 4th goal in 2 games on the 12th minute to make it 1-0, and then just before half-time, Von Hines scored to make it 2-0. Halifax won a penalty just 5 minutes into the half, but it was a horrible miss from the spot by Adam Morgan. But yeah, as I said, he did redeem himself with a goal in the 65th minute, and then 10 minutes later they got their equaliser, Ben Tomlinson, in the 76th minute, making it 2-2. So, very disappointed that we didn't win this, considering we were 2-0 up. This one didn't go too well. I'm sure someone will be happy though, you know who you are. Halifax were actually, in the season predicted to finish bottom. And at the moment they are bottom with 1 point, and that point was against us, of course it was. The final game we played off screen was just 2 days after the Halifax game, and I don't know why that was, because there was nothing in between. There was nothing on the Tuesday and Wednesday. We faced Halifax on the Saturday and then Whitehawk on the Monday, and I don't know why. It was a bit annoying, especially annoying because we had to make a lot of rotation for this match. So, we gave debuts to Halvertong and Edmondson. McLeod played his first game back. BMU played up front. We had to make a lot of changes because of the fatigue, and it meant that we didn't beat Whitehawk. In fact, we were behind for quite a while. Josh Walker scored in the 16th minute to give them the lead, and then we got our goal on the hour, Harley Willard scoring it. But we just weren't ourselves in this game. Edmondson got man of the match with an 8.0, but going forward we weren't particularly good. BMU did well, but Piggott had a very quiet game. Spence didn't do a great deal. Hartley was poor. It just wasn't the same squad. So we have had an unbeaten start to the league, but it is 2 wins and 4 draws. I mean, at the first season, I think we had to wait until about game 7 or 8 to see our first draw. We've had 4 already, so we're turning into draw specialists, and we're only 6 games in. And in the table at the moment, we do sit in 6th place, which that's not too bad. We're okay. We're in the playoffs, and hopefully that's where we'll stay. But 4 draws, I mean, if we were to turn some of those draws into wins, we could be up to maybe top 4. Yeah, easily. They've actually had a perfect start to the season. They've won all 6 games. So today we are facing Wrexham. So I played 5 games off screen, which is more or less about how many I want to get through, unless there's big games like cup games or big league games. That's about how far ahead I'll be getting. It'll be about a month into the future every episode, so that's what I'm aiming for. But today's episode against Wrexham, let's see what happens. We've got some injury concerns. 2 defenders out. Edmondson picked up an injury in training, groin injury, keeping him out for 2 to 4 weeks. Magnus has got a twisted ankle. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Joel Grant, I mentioned, had a fractured cheekbone. He's out for a few weeks. Ollie Muldoon is close to a return from his cruciate injury, which kept him out for most of last season, or about half of last season. He'll be back in a few weeks. So, and also for this game, Sean Spence is going away on international duty with the Wales under 21s. So that's 5 players that we don't have. So for this game, we're going to go with the centre-back pairing of Winter and Finney. We'll bring Reeder Howell back in at left-back because he's been doing all right for us. As has Tuamazi at right-back, so we'll bring him back. He's been linking up well with Hartley, actually. So we're going to leave Hartley out there and leave Hines on the bench. We'll go back to Jack Jebb in midfield. He'll play alongside Jack McCourt. Hollywood will retain his place on left midfield. And I think we're going to go with the 2 target men today. We did it against Whitehawk, so we're going to do it again today. BMU and Piggott playing up top. We don't have any other centre-backs. I'm going to put Headley on there for now. Anyone in our reserves that's a good centre-back? Short answer is no. No, we don't. Okay, so that's what we're going to go with. On standard and structures, we've got early crosses, clearing the ball to the flanks. Let's take off the stick to positions. There we go. To the Wrexham side, they do have a regen in midfield. Wesley Ulrich from Wales. As Mizala / DLP. He's a 17-year-old and he's a regen, so he must be pretty good if they're playing him in the senior team. Other than that, no one really that I recognise there. No names I recognise. Let's go with a passionate team talk. Show me what you can do to keep our run going. We've had an unbeaten start, so let's see if we can maintain that. We have had a much longer break though. We played on a Monday. This is the Saturday, so at least we've had a few days break. So hopefully we'll be back to the best team we can put out, more or less, apart from our injuries. Finney and Winter though is our first choice centre back pairing. Magnus and Edmondson, I think his name is. I've forgotten my own player's name. They're very much backup / rotation options. So yeah. Early header away here, 5 minutes in, and there is a highlight still going here. Here's Joe Pigott. And he finds Biamu, who's still looking for his first goal, but he has only played 2 matches. And finds Harvey Willards. And Willard keeping the ball here. Goes backwards to Ridehow. And then floating ball up to Pigott, who's got Hartley to his right. Hartley with the ball into the box. Biamu with his header. And he scores his first goal for the club. 5 minutes in. And we take the lead. That's a good start. Hartley with the cross. Biamu with a header. Pretty much unchallenged. It's 1-0. If he does well in this game, I feel like I've got to go for a bit of a French-inspired title for this. At the moment, it might be Je ne sais quoi. If he gets a hat-trick, then I don't know. What's the French for hat-trick? Le trick de chapeau's hat. I think it's more of a cap than like a top hat. I don't know. I'm talking nonsense. Makes a change. Wrexham having a little bit more of the ball at the moment. They've not had a shot on target yet, but so far, we've got the goal. Let's just encourage them, and hopefully we'll be able to get another one before half time. Jeb's picked up a knock. That's not too good. It's a potential thigh injury. And with Spencer on international duty as well, that's not good. Free kick here. It's gone in. 1-1. James Jennings with a direct free kick. Don't see a lot of direct free kicks in the National League, but this one went in. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, straight into the middle of the goal. Dell maybe could have got to that. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes from the camera angles, but coming up to half time, 1 apiece. There's some low ratings out there. McCourt and Willard not doing too well, and Jeb with a knock as well. Half time. Might need to make some changes. I was going to have a bit of faith. That's not too bad. Lots of happy players out there. Alright, so McCourt I'm going to have on defend. Willard's not done too well. I feel like Jeb's going to have an injury, so I'm going to take him off and bring on Reason. I'm going to make him a central midfielder on support and then leave McCourt in there. So put both target men on support. Let's do it. Let's try that. Let's get stuck in. Let's turn the tempo up a little bit. Start the second half. Hopefully we'll come on with this in the win. As long as we don't lose. I want to keep my unbeaten run going. So we're going to try and win the game, but don't concede again. Free kick here. Hartley with it. And it's about to McCourt, who scores 2-1. Just 2 minutes into the second half, Jack McCourt gets his first goal for Maidstone. It's from a free kick by Jack Hartley, and it was headed down by Finney. It fell to McCourt, and he shot from about 10 yards, 12 yards. To give us the lead again. Looking a bit better now. We have dropped to 8th, though. I don't know how up to date that is, because sometimes these updates come very late. See, I'm still getting things about Jack Jebb. He's off the pitch. McCourt's also getting tired out there, but we don't really have another midfielder. Burley can somewhat play as a defensive midfielder, but other than that, we don't really have anyone else. Biamu's also getting a bit tired. I think we are going to change one of the strikers. Biamu's going to come off. Zavon Hines is going to come on. Not Zavon Hines, Jamal Loza. That's who I meant. Last 10 minutes of normal time here. Apart from the goals, there's not been a lot of other stuff happening in this game. It's been pretty dire. Other than the goals, there's not been a great deal of other highlights. We do have one here, though, 84th minute. And it's Wrexham on the ball. And that is headed away by Finney. Jennings, their goal scorer, with it now. Puts the ball back into the box. It's headed away by Twamazi. And now Jack Hartley. And this could be a break here. Joe Pigott's on there. And finds Loza. And who's this making a run now? I'm not quite sure. But Loza's going himself. And it's fallen to Willard. And it's 3-1. So we'll see that again in 3D, but I think the keeper stopped it and it just fell fortunately to Harvey Willards. So I'll take him as they come. It's 3-1. Looks like we've got this game won unless there's a late fight back from Wrexham. But Loza went himself here. I wasn't sure if he was going to go for the guy alongside him. But it was a good sliding tackle actually by the defender. But it just unfortunate for them that it fell to Harvey Willard and there was more or less an open goal because their keeper ran out. I'm going to get McCourt off. He's looking absolutely knackered out there. So we're going to bring on Burley. We'll have him on as the defensive midfielder. 4 minutes of injury time to play for. Looks like we're going to go away with a 3-1 win here, which is brilliant stuff. A good home win. Wrexham are one of the bottom half teams in the league. I think they're about 19th. So, you know, it's a pretty routine win. There wasn't a lot of highlights apart from the goals. So it was pretty comfortable, really. Although they did have more possession and more shots. So I was going to see how many chances they have. They only had one half chance. 9 long shots out of 13. So they were pretty poor, really. You know, they got 1 goal, granted, but they were pretty poor. We had a few half chances ourselves, 1 clear-cut chance. So I think we did pretty well there. And they're happy with the team talk as well. It was a good win. 3-1. It's nice and comfortable, really. That's seen us rise to 5th place. 3 wins and 4 draws now. Still unbeaten, but easily have actually dropped their first points of the league with a goalless draw against Aldershot. So that's good. 6 points off them. You know, we're going to try and get to top again and try and get automatic promotion this year because I don't want to sit through a playoff because I don't think I've ever won one. Jack Jibb's got a pulled hamstring. He's out for 3 to 5 weeks. So that's our 6th senior player injured. Goodness sake. Was that the 5th or was that the 6th? I couldn't see, but 5 still pretty bad. 5 senior players injured. Alright, let's have a look at what we've got coming up then. So the FA Cup 4th qualifier is coming up, but unless we get to the first round proper, we won't be showing any FA Cup stuff. So we'll glaze over that. I think we'll try and get to Eastleigh if we can. It will mean playing 6 games off screen, but I'm going to try and get to Eastleigh because that might be a big game. They're top of the league at the moment. Around them, we've got Dagenham and Redbridge, who beat us in the FA Trophy. We're going to do either Dagenham or Eastleigh. I'm going to try and get to Eastleigh, but if I can't get there, then I'll do Dagenham and Redbridge. And then after that, you know, we'll probably have the FA Cup games around November, so we might do that after that. And then, we'll work it out as we go. But next episode, I'm going to try and get to Eastleigh. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below, leave comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, do hit that subscribe button. And I will see you next episode where hopefully we can keep our unbeaten run going. It sits at 7 at the moment, so if we can get that into double figures, that would be good. But, you know, the longer we can keep it going, the better. Hopefully, we'll get to Eastleigh and we'll be up that table and maybe looking to take top spot off them. That's what we're going to try. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon. Goodbye.